I don't know about you, but with all this social distancing going on, I have been able to play quite a bit of solo gaming, and so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to talk about one of my favorite Euro games of all time, Clans of freaking Caledonia. This is a fantastic multiplayer game, but it has a solo variant in the rulebook and packs 2 additional solo variants that are available online right now. I'm going to be talking through all 3 of them and giving you my thoughts on which one is best. So here we go. So the first solo variant is the one that's actually in the rulebook. This is the OG, and in this mode, you're going to have the consolidated board of the 2-player game where all the misted out spaces on the edges are unavailable to you. And the intent of this one is essentially to strip out all of the multiplayer aspects. So you're not going to have the neighborhood bonuses where you place a component next to someone else's. Probably the biggest impact on what you would normally be able to do in a game is that all of the cheapest spaces on the board are made unavailable. What I like to do in this mode is actually black out everything that's going to be unavailable to me with alternate pieces, including all of the stuff that's not available in 2-player games. You're not going to have to worry about managing another player's pieces. In this one, essentially what's going to happen is you are going to play your own game, just trying to get as many points as you can, with 2 dice acting as the subtle influence moderating what a impact of a multiplayer game would have. So every round the dice are rolled and you determine how to adjust the market based off of the plus or negative value and what good is listed on the die. You do that 3 times for 3 different goods, and then the last roll is going to indicate to you which of the 6 goods that are available normally in a 2-player game, and you're going to take that one out. Other than that, it's just a race to get how many points that you can possibly get, and then you just score against a bracket at the end of the game. Now, what's really cool about this mode, it is svelte. It is very consolidated, it is very easy to manage, and you can knock out a game of this in about 40 minutes if you know what you're doing, and you don't have to worry too much about if-then decisions. The only real drawback about this variant is that it doesn't have some of the tight competition that the normal multiplayer game has, which is what the other solo modes try to address. Now, the second solo mode is one that's a fan variant, and this is a very cool automated system. It tries to have a level of complexity that is somewhere between the first one and the second official automa variant that I'm going to be getting to in just a little bit. What's neat about this one is it's the one where you have to get crafty. You're actually going to cut up some cards and make a deck that is going to be flipped to dictate what the actions of the opponent are going to be. Now, the other really cool thing about this variant, in order to make it a little bit more consolidated and smooth, is that all of the automated player's actions are measured through 10 coin increments. If it buys something, it spends 10 coins regardless of what price it has, but it's still going to adjust the market. Now, I do think that there are some really interesting things that are done to make this a very, very smooth running variant where it's aggressive in how the automa handles things. For instance, if you have to put something onto the board and it already has some of the goods available, it will make the process good factories. So if you already have wheat for the automa, then it's going to build a whiskey factory or the bread factory in order to utilize those resources, which will allow it to claim some of the rewards. And that is the key to this automa. See, unlike you, this automa doesn't have a clan, and their decisions are entirely based off of, can they fill a contract? If so, they will do that. If not, then they'll utilize one of the cards, and if they can't utilize one of the cards or fill one of the contracts, then they're going to pass into the next round. It's a very convenient if-then system. What I really like about it is that it's super aggressive, it simulates multiplayer play really well, but it's also really smooth. The drawback to it is, unlike the official variant for solo mode in the rulebook, is that it's a lot more maintenance. You are going to be spending time taking care of the automated opponent and making decisions for them. There's going to be sequences in which there could be 6 possible hexes in which it might place a thing, and you're going to have to utilize the dice in order to decide where they go. If you don't like acting for an opponent, then this one is going to probably be less preferable to you than the official one. Now, if you don't like acting for an opponent, whoo boy, do I have some news for you about the official automa that is being developed right now. So the third way of playing Clans of Caledonia solo involves a computer or anything that can access the internet. It is simulating some card play that theoretically can be done with cards in a print and play situation, but it's way more convenient to do it with a computer, where you just say, all right, I'm going to start the game, this is how it's going to roll out, and then it tells you all the setup and walks you through everything. Now, if you peeked behind the curtain and looked at all of the rules and FAQ having to do with this automated player, you would know that this thing is super complex. Like, the rules for it are far more than the 12 pages that are involved in the basic rulebook, which covers everything for multiplayer play and a solo mode, and references for all of the clans and individual scoring tiles and everything. Whew, it is a lot to contend with. Now, the way that this system essentially works is that every turn you're going to do your turn, and then the automa is going to take theirs, and there's a sequence of things that it can possibly do. If it can do this, then it will do it. If it can't do that, then it will do this. If it can't do that, then it will do this. And there are many, many sub things within that. If it can do this, it will do this. And there's pairings of cards where if you are going to be expanding with the automated player, placing something on the map, then another card is drawn in order to dictate where on the map it can go. And it might go on 2 different boards, and then you might use the dice to decide where it goes and how it interacts with the market and how it fulfills contracts or acquires things. It is just very, very in-depth and requires a lot of decision making. So much so that I didn't really have fun, because I'm spending more time babysitting this automa than I am in my actual turns, and it never really kind of clicked and became intuitive. Though I would say that the most compelling thing about this automa is that it does allow you to envision a really incredible digital implementation of Clans of Caledonia, where this is the decision-making process that an automated player would do. It just does it entirely for you instantly with the magic of technology. So, of the 3 that are available, I think that the official one in the book is going to be the one that I most often play. On the other hand, the fan variant is really compelling and doesn't take that much more, but the card system is much more streamlined than the official automa player that is through the web app. But if you've played any of them, or you've played all 3 of them, I want to hear from you. What are your favorite ways of playing Clans of Caledonia solo? And for that matter, what are your favorite solo games? I need some recommendations. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for us. Stay clean, stay safe, stay in a good state of mind, because it can get a little stir crazy around here. But thank you for watching. I'll probably have more solo content for you here soon. I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald. If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcasts, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.